What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one, the only. It is Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage. Scott, it is sweater season.
That's right.
Man, it's cold.
Just about overnight it changed. That's been a joke in Ontario for a long time, but today it's true.
Dude, I had a sweater on yesterday and shorts, and I was like, yo, this is cold. I'm like, yeah, this isn't working anymore. Times have changed, dude, just like the seasons where everybody can join us over on Twitch. That was a bad transition. But either way, welcome to ITG Daily. You can join us live Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Don't forget to follow us over on Twitter too, the official ITG. Scott, today's show, the return of Call of Duty on Steam appears to be big for fans. Is Bungie working on a Destiny 2 mobile game? We'll talk about that. Maybe it's just a port. Lots of couple things there to talk about. And Respawn isn't going to take your crap anymore. We'll get into that one. I saw that post last night, dude, and I was irritated.
I saw that organically, and I thought, oh man, another. Yep. We'll get there.
Well, yeah, just why? Let's talk about Sharif Saeed over at VG 24/7 has this to say about Modern Warfare 2. Beta pulls in nearly 110,000 concurrent players on its first day on Steam. Just like that, buddy. Call of Duty's big return makes a huge impact. The Modern Warfare 2 beta kicked off its second stint last night across PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, though it's the second time PlayStation players are able to play. This is the first time PC and Xbox folks are getting access to the beta. Dude, my kid played last weekend, already maxed out 2 guns. I'm telling you.
Well, if you feel it, it works. It works.
Right?
I would be in the mood for it sometimes, and I just crush the playlist. But it happens rarely nowadays.
Everyone assumed it was going to be big, but since Call of Duty has been absent from Steam for 5 years now, we never really had a good picture of its player numbers on PC. Modern Warfare 2 marks the series' grand return to Steam, and the audience there has responded in kind. Despite beta access being restricted, remind yourself this though, Scott, it's restricted to those who have pre-ordered the game, right? Just those who have pre-ordered.
That seems weird though, because it is referred to as an open beta.
It is.
That doesn't seem very open to me.
But it's open to those who pre-ordered the game. So nearly 100.
It's open with a cover.
With a small entry fee. Yeah. Nearly 110,000 concurrent players jumped in to play at its peak. It was enough to land on Steam's top 5 last night. Scott, you excited?
I really am. The more I see the little bits and pieces here and there, I'm just getting excited for Call of Duty action in general, and Vanguard really wasn't doing it for me, so this is the opportunity. Yeah, breaking news as Brad joins us over on Twitch to fill us in. Dude, I actually saw that, and the 17-year-old that hacked GTA 6 leaks, well, he's been nailed by police. Yeah, it certainly appears that way. I'm not sure if I've seen it confirmed that this is the individual, but everything seems to check out.
It does seem to check out, which honestly is good. Bust them, as far as I'm concerned. Just, you can't hack people like that. Like, what are you doing? Trying to hold them ransom? That was just whatever. But dude, Call of Duty. Our guys are in. You're in. Corey's in. Adam's in. They all have codes. We had codes already to jump in early access. We'll be there. We'll be covering the game when it fully launches on October 28th, which then 2 weeks after that, Scott, is Warzone 2. You jumping into that?
Warzone 2 has my excitement, especially because I played hours and hours of Warzone 1 on PC. It was one of the first shooters that I played on PC a lot, and I had a lot of fun with that one. We see Corey, Adam, and I think Dan, they jump into Modern Warfare all the time, and I want to join them, but I'm behind the ball.
Kyle jumps in and says, am I in? Dude, if you want in, you can play too. Yeah, we're down. I want to check out Warzone 2. I definitely want to check it out. I'm more excited though for the campaign right now for Modern Warfare 2 to jump back into that. Dude, back in the day, that was such a timepiece. Like, there's some incredible moments. Always a blockbuster kind of situation when it comes to working with Call of Duty and playing on those games, and it's just the cinematics and things like that, just memorable to no ends. And it's obviously one of the biggest games still to date, Scott. Huge game. Like, it's crazy how much this keeps just going.
I'm really wondering what kind of shock value are they going to put into this one because of the history of Modern Warfare 2. Sure. I believe that was the first game to have a level locked behind a warning.
Really? Was that the first one?
Yeah, that was a big airport thing, and they're not going to do that again. And it would make sense. But what's it going to include?
Dude, I remember playing that level. It was, they do have some shocking moments. There's no doubt about it. We'll see. A lot of people were they're always Call of Duty fatigue, one year after another, but it doesn't seem to be slowing down yet at all. There are rumors right now of it taking a year off. So we'll see what happens there, but then you're still going to be going with Warzone. And I think that's one of the reasons why they have Warzone 2 coming, is that when they do take the year off, they're still able to iterate on the Battle Royale scene and keep Call of Duty fans somewhat pleased until they're able to produce another Call of Duty game. So time will tell when that one comes out. But I heard, was it 2023 they're going to take off? So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And what comes out of that? What are they coming back with? Are they going to go into a near future setting again? That doesn't always work in Call of Duty. Are we going to go back to World War II again?
No, please. Well, we reviewed last year. We reviewed Vanguard, and for me, I was like, dude, we played this already. It was one of those, right? I'm like, I feel like I've already done this, but they're like, nah, this is new, that's new, this is new, that's new. I'm like, nope, wasn't for me. But people were playing it. Some people liked it. A lot of people didn't like it. It was not well received. But everybody right now is all over Modern Warfare 2. So the hype is real, without a doubt. But we'll see what happens there. It's Destiny, another big game. New Bungie patents fuel Destiny mobile speculations. This comes from Jordan Miller over at VGC. Series of patents filled by Bungie could suggest the company is in the process of developing a mobile game. Spotted by the Game Post, the patents, which were filed earlier this year and published last week, are mostly related to developing virtual controls to touch-based devices. They include control schemes similar to those featured on several popular mobile games, with emulated buttons and control sticks appearing on the screen whenever the user rests their fingers. Dude, very much in the same vein of any mobile game at this point, right? But it's Destiny 2 coming to mobile. Are you that surprised?
In this case, I'm not sure what to make of it, because it's not the first thing I would have chosen to go mobile. Just off the top of my head, I wouldn't have thought it would work so well. If this is indeed Destiny 2, we're not exactly sure that it's not just a spin-off.
Right.
But at the same time, if it is Destiny 2, how are you going to run a raid with multiple people? That's the bread and butter of Destiny, as far as I understand.
Dude, I think you can easily do that. NetEase invested $100 million to become the minority shareholder of Bungie back in 2018. At the time, the Destiny studio said the deal would help it explore new directions and build new worlds. Bungie CEO Pete Parsons also told GamesIndustry.biz that the deal was a signal of Bungie's ambition to become a global game and entertainment company. Quote, "We want to be able to build games that are inspiring people from around the world. And this partnership, in part, will allow us to do that. To begin with incubation and development processes in a real way," he said. Dude, lots going on. Now, don't forget, Sony just acquired them for $3.6 billion as well. So, a lot of movement going on right now. A new IP apparently in the works, in the rumblings, for about 2025. So we're still 3 years out from whatever Bungie's new IP is going to be. But we do know that Sony is looking to invest in the mobile market as well. I think that's one of the tiny factors that maybe some people might be skipping out on, is that Sony wants to broaden their reach as well. And if Bungie, being one of the biggest, I would say, live service games around, if you're able to tie into the mobile market as well, Scott, I think that's an investment that Sony's really heavily invested in looking into.
Oh, that'd be a big deal again. And there's a lot of this contention. Sony making moves, Microsoft making moves.
Yeah.
Could this be one that is a major advance? Breaking into the mobile industry, is that a response perhaps to this Logitech handheld?
Dude, like that's an interesting thing too, right? Like on yesterday's show, we covered how Logitech now just broke into the cloud gaming service with this portable device, allows them to tap into Xbox Cloud as well as GeForce Now, and allowing you to take games on the go, being a mobile, as well as Scott tying into the Google Play Store. So it does have the mobile market available with control schemes, not just touchpad, right? Not just the touch controls, which I always kind of have a bit of a hard time with on touch controls. So that's where it really loses me, right? I got a Logitech, or sorry, a SteelSeries controller here that allows me to adapt to my phone or my iPad to allow me to use a controller instead, which is kind of a nice feature. So there are ways to work around it, but I think really Sony is looking to have Bungie branch out a little bit here and encapsulate a massive, massive market with which I think a lot of people, if they haven't played Destiny, would in this case. Do you think, here's the other side of it, Scott. Will it go free to play?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because
Right.
if it's Destiny 2 just put onto a mobile, I would not expect that. But a side spin-off certainly could be. That'd be an interesting way of kind of opening the door to more, as you said, people that just haven't played Destiny 2.
Yeah, because I think there's a whole mobile market there that's available for them to capsulate their game into players' hands that have never played but have always heard of Destiny 1 and then Destiny 2, right? Because maybe they just aren't really tied into the console market like we are. So they have an opportunity here to go mobile and then can take away all that. Dude, they can make a crap ton of money. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
I'm not sure if the control scheme in that game, it's going to be so hectic with your thumbs constantly.
On
That's
the move.
all that I remember from Destiny 2 is in 360 degrees, never letting go of the trigger. You just shoot constantly.
Dude, the problem right now with Destiny is that I feel so far disconnected from what's going on in the game that it's almost impossible to catch up, right? Like there's so much content that they just keep going. So it's funny how some of these live service games actually work, because if you do not stick around, you're just out of the loop. And I kind of feel that right now with the Division 2 as well. One of those games, dude, that game just keeps pumping out. They're now going into season 10. I think it already dropped, as well as plans for season 11. They're supposed to stop at season 9.
That's insane. That's so long.
But the fans have kept that game going, and that's one of the things. When they're that hungry and they see the opportunity and fans want more, it works. It can really work, but it's a lot of work.
Do you think that's better to have it as a live service that lasts 10, 11 seasons, or do you think it would be better to be on the Division 3 or the Division 4 by now?
I think if we're on to Division 3, we have new players coming in. I think right now, like I said, with the Division 2 going into season 10 and 11, I'm like, I'm not really sure what's going on now at this point, right? Like I'm so lost with the rest of the story because I fell off working on other stuff. I know our good friend Kyle from the show has been dabbling back into the division a little bit. But again, to me, it felt like a little bit, okay, here's just more targets to go and take out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I already traversed this area over and over and over and over again. I really don't feel like going back. Where Destiny themselves go, here's a whole new planet. Good luck, right? So there's a lot more going on. How far out is the Division Heartlands? That's another one too that I'm excited for. That's the free to play take when they're bringing over the Division. And
that's been talked about for so long now.
Yeah, nobody actually knows, Kyle. I think we're looking at next year. I think it's a 2023 title. So I think that's where they're going towards. And it's free to play. So we'll see what happens there. But that's going to be pretty cool. You know what's not cool, though, Scott, is what Respawn is working with right now, because people are being jerks. Apex Legends Studio Respawn calls for an end to developer harassment. Here's what they posted yesterday on Twitter. Recently, we have seen increased harassment towards members of our development team. We welcome community input. However, the line between constructive feedback and the harassment of our dev team cannot be crossed. We want to remind our players that we have a zero tolerance policy for threats and the harassment of our developers. We will take appropriate action to ensure the health and safety of our team. We love hearing feedback and will continue to work alongside our community to foster a respectful, collaborative environment and uphold the competitive integrity of our game. Stop. Just stop. I don't understand why anybody does this. At the end of the day, the people that make these games are for our enjoyment, and they deserve all the respect, because when you disrespect them, the last thing they want to do is keep producing more games for us to enjoy. So take 2 seconds before you make your comment.
That bothered you. If it's something that bothered you enough, that seems to suggest that you want them to make more content. You don't want to turn that away.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. I've seen Bungie comment on this as well in Twitter, just throwing their hat into this as well. That's not a situation that anybody wants to see across any company whatsoever.
No, absolutely not. So just be respectful. Everybody's got gripes with games. No game is perfect. I think that's what people don't understand, is that they think every game should be a 10 out of 10, and it's not. Even the best games, even the games we give 10s out of 10, there's still issues with those games, right?
Yeah.
But we hold it in such a high regard and love it so much, and that everything worked so well for that time that it deserved the 10. But it's still not perfect. But it doesn't mean you have the right to treat people with disrespect towards the game. I don't care if the game is a 1. I've given games a 1 before, and I'm still not going to attack the developer. That developer is a person. They're an individual that deserves the respect. They made something. It may have not worked, but they at least made something. If you think you can do better, you go make it. And then you get the feedback, right? And then deal with the feedback, because nobody deserves it. They're just trying to do their job at the end of the day. So be respectful, be mindful of others, and treat people the way you want to be treated. Man, I sound like my parent, but still.
Those are some universal truths, though, is what those are. As much as venting your frustration might be satisfying, and I'll tell you, I know it is, but it's so much better to stay above the line. If you're going to make comments, if you're going to speak to these people, be constructive. You'll find it much more fulfilling to kind of take the high road.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. So please be mindful, and no developer, whether it's Respawn, Santa Monica Studios, like, it doesn't matter who it is. They're all people at the end of the day trying to make games for us to enjoy. So keep that in the back of the mind. Scott, speaking of people enjoying games, Cyberpunk 2077 ramps up to 1 million active players following the Netflix anime Edge Runners. Did not see that one coming.
Been a success, that Edge Runners.
Wow. This comes from James Batchelor of GamesIndustry.biz. The developer behind Cyberpunk 2077 reports the game has received a recent boost to its player count, with 1 million people playing on a daily basis. Scott, that is insane, dude. Yeah. The figure was announced via
the best numbers they've seen so far, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. No, for sure. The figure was announced via the game's official Twitter account, where CG Projekt Red noted this is a mix of new and returning players, adding, quote, "We wanted to use this opportunity to thank you for being with us and playing the game," end quote. While the studio did not specifically state the cause of the spike in players, it's believed to be a combination of 2 things. The recent debut of Cyberpunk Edge Runners, an anime spin-off on Netflix, produced by CG Projekt Red and Japanese animation studio Trigger, and the accompanying Edge Runners update as well. Scott, are you going to jump back in?
I am planning for it.
Really?
It's hard to do that with so many games on the go. We say that all the time, but with everybody's renewed curiosity, and I haven't seen anything bad about Cyberpunk in so long. It makes me think now would be the time to get in if you're curious, and I am.
Well, then that's granted, right? Everybody jumping in all of a sudden makes a big impact, and you go, maybe it's worth jumping back into. I've already completed the story, so I don't really see myself wanting to go back. However, CG Projekt Red has spent the last 2 years turning around, launching a next-gen update for PS5 and the Xbox Series X and S back in February that resolved the vast majority of Cyberpunk issues. Earlier this month, CG Projekt Red announced that it is working on a story expansion for the game, Phantom Liberty, which will be only released for PC and current-gen consoles. Scott, this is the only piece of DLC we're gonna get for the game. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah,
how much is it right
like
now on Xbox? I don't know, Kyle. Kyle wants to know if we know prices right now. Dude, I'm thinking it's full price. I still think you're paying full price for it right now, but dude, it's got to go on sale eventually.
I think so, yeah. Well, I held out for so long waiting for it to go on sale, though, back in the day, and it didn't. So I still think it's probably about the same.
Probably, right? Yeah, this is going to be the only piece of DLC, though, they're coming to the table with. Kyle says it's $40 right now. Well, there you go. You going to get it then, Kyle? Let us know. So there, a lot of people jumped in. But it's one of those things, dude. It was, I knew it just wasn't quite for me. I think that was the biggest disappointment. Everybody was like all over this game, and I'm like, man, some of these things just, the mechanics and the systems just don't jive for what I'm after.
Yeah,
but at the
it
end
felt a little bit different to me. I wanted it to be kind of Deus Ex, but it didn't feel like Deus Ex.
No, exactly. That's what I was kind of hoping for too when you think about it. But at the end, it was just, man, a lot of people now are starting to connect with it. 1 million players back in. When it comes to the DLC, the Phantom Liberty DLC, then I'll jump in, right? Because then I got something new to play, something new I haven't experienced yet. So the Cyberpunk Edge Runners anime do anything for you?
No, I haven't seen it at all.
Man, the minute they said it was anime, I was like, I'm out. I can't do it. That's unfortunate.
It just gives them the chance to express more of video game kind of stuff. I can see there being advantages.
No, absolutely. Yeah, apparently it's done really well. A lot of people do love it. I was looking at taking one of the clips and I was like, I can't use this clip. Not for the show. I'm like, nope, that's staying out. But yeah, it's I don't know if I can watch it. My one of my boys absolutely loves anime. He's all over it. So a lot of anime stuff right now in Fortnite too. And he's like, yo, dad, look at this. I'm like, that's cool, buddy, but it's not for me. But
no, it's only a matter of time before literally every piece of media filters through Fortnite's lens.
Dude, everything goes that way. It's crazy how much is going in.
I'm waiting for the Mortal Kombat inclusion.
Yeah, dude. Yo, if they come with a scorpion skin, I'm buying it. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, I'll definitely
you and
be
probably a few million others.
Yeah, dude. Just a quick little note too. Rainbow Six leak hints at WWE wrestler skins.
What?
I know. I saw this. I was like, what? You never know. So now there were reports of a couple, The Undertaker and Becky Lynch, it could be coming to the world of Rainbow Six Siege.
I think I got shot by Morty the other night, didn't I?
Yes, you did. Yeah. So
not exactly happy about that one.
So we'll see what happens, but it could lead to an event as well. So we'll keep our eyes on that. But Scott, we do have a couple games out today. What is those games? What do we have here? 4 games? We got 4 games.
Yes, we have Remoteness on PC, and we have Proteus on PC and the Xbox Series X. Now, that's been in early access for quite a long time, but now they've closed the book on that. DreamWorks Dragons, Legend of the Nine Realms, and that's on PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, XS, Switch, and PC. And lastly, Shovel Knight Dig is on Switch, PC, and iOS. I'm not familiar with that one, but I do like me some Shovel Knight.
I was going to ask you, you're going to check that one out, because Shovel Knight, very popular game, been around, dude, since like, I would say before PlayStation Vita was around. I know it got real popular with PlayStation Vita. People loved that game and they're all over it. So
I believe I have it on 3DS.
Really? So that might have been the crossover between the Vita era and the 3DS, right? At the time. So yeah, they went everywhere with Shovel Knight. A lot of people love it. I've never played a Shovel Knight game.
For Smash Brothers.
Yeah, which is bizarre, dude. How is that not in Smash Brothers?
That's what I've been saying for so long. The last 5 DLC characters. All right, here it is.
Well, there we go. There it is. Scott is the show. This has been ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. You can always join us live at 11 a.m. Eastern, Monday to Friday over on twitch.tv/the official ITG, as well as YouTube at ITG. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later inside the game.ca podcast services and TV streaming networks around the globe. Till Monday, everybody, I'm Drew, that's Scott, and we'll see you inside the game.